The Oath of the Crown is the new patch 8 subclass for the Paladin in Baldur's Gate 3, so let's go over it. We're going to go level by level, combat tutorial, and all the items you could need. So we start with the Paladin. Now with the Paladin you obviously get Lay on Hands, and this is where you can use a Lay on Hands charge to receive some healing. With Divine Sense we gain advantage on attack rolls against Celestials, Fiends and Undeads. This is a bonus action. We also have one Channel Oath charge, as well as Wisdom saving throw proficiencies, Charisma saving throw proficiency, Simple Weapon proficiency, Martial Weapon proficiency, Light, Medium, Heavy and Shield proficiencies. And that brings us to the Oath of the Crown. You've sworn yourself to the ideals of civilization, serving the laws that hold society together and preserving the order they command. This will give you righteous clarity, so target yourself or an ally to additionally grant the target's proficiency bonus to their attack rolls. Now when it comes to your ability points, if you are starting this from the beginning of the game, you want your stat array to look like this. 16 Strength, 10 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 8 Wisdom, 16 Charisma, as this is your spellcasting modifier. And as you're going through the game, when you get to level 4, you'll bump your Strength up to 18, level 8, Strength up to 20. We are using the Gauntlets of Hill Giant Strength for this build, so our Strength is going to be set at 23. So, when it comes to respecking, this is how you want your stat array. 8 Strength, 14 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 16 Charisma. If you want to do this from the start of the game, you could. It'd be risky, but you could just take Strength Potions, use a Dex weapon for now. But those are your options. For your proficiencies, take what you feel like. Paladin level 2 unlocks our Divine Smites. This will deal with basically additional radiant damage using our spell slots. We also have a bunch of spells we can choose from, so as we jump into it, the first thing we can get is our fighting style, and for this one, we're going two-handed. You could do sword and shield if you want to, but I'm going to take Great Weapon Fighting. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack with a two-handed melee weapon, that die is re-rolled once. And then you get to pick your spell, so for this one, I would personally take Searing Smite for a Fire Smite, Thunderous Smite, so we have a Thunder Smite. I would take Cure Wounds, so we've got some healing capabilities. I would take Compelled Duel, so you force an enemy to only attack you. This is a nice way of tanking, because tanking isn't really a thing in like D&D and Baldur's Gate. And then I'd also take Wrathful Smite, so we have a psychic based one. Paladin level 3 brings Divine Health, so the divine magic flowing within you prevents disease from affecting you. We have Turn the Tide, so shout out and heal all nearby non-enemy creatures. So as you can tell, this is very much about defending and healing and lots of really cool things like that. So it's a very protective based subclass. Champion Challenge, so challenge the enemies around you, compelling them to only attack you. Any attacks they might make against other targets have disadvantage. Again, protecting allies, tanking, really nice like traditional based like warrior sort of RPG subclass. We gain more spells, so for this one, I would take Compelled Duel again, for some reason it keeps removing it. And then I would also take Command. Command a creature to flee, move, closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapons. Paladin level 4 brings an extra Lay on Hands charge and a feat. So for this one, like I said, if you are starting from the beginning of the game, bump your Strength up to 16. Because we're not, we're going to bump our Charisma up to 18. Now for a spell here, I would take Bless. Bless up to 3 creatures, they gain a +1 d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Paladin level 5 brings an extra attack, so if we make an attack with our action, we can follow up with an extra one. And we gain access to level 2 abilities and Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action. So when it comes to your abilities here, I would take the 2 it recommends, Lesser Restoration and Branding Smite, so we have a Radiant based Smite. Paladin level 6 brings Aura of Protection. You and any nearby allies gain a +4 bonus to saving throws. The aura disappears if you fall unconscious. We gain one more spell, so for this one, you could take Protection from Poison. I would personally take Aid, just to get the 5 temporary hit points, or the 5 more maximum hit points, I should say. Paladin level 7 brings Divine Allegiance. When an ally within 1.5 meters of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to magically substitute your own health for the allies, taking the damage instead. This is incredible. What it also means is that not only are we protecting allies, we need a way now of boosting our health pool, and that is what our equipment will do, and I will show you. Now at this point I would take the reverse of whatever you didn't take before, either Aid or Protection from Poison. Paladin level 8 brings a new feat. Now for this one, again, strength to 20 if you're currently at 18. If you're respecking once you've got the gloves, take your charisma to 20. And then for a spell, honestly, you can kind of just take whatever. You could take magic weapon, but I don't really see the point. Paladin level 9 brings 3rd level spell slots and a bunch of actions. We also gain things like Spirit Guardians, which is always prepared, which is awesome. It means you could get a spiritual weapon going, get your Spirit Guardians going, and then start dealing out some smites. For a spell here, I would personally take Daylight, because I think it's just a great little utility spell, and Revivify if you need it. If not, Remove Curse is the way to go. Paladin level 10 brings a Lay on Hands charge and the Aura of Courage. You and any nearby allies can't be frightened. The aura disappears if you fall unconscious. We gain one more spell, so for this one, yeah, take whatever really. Paladin level 11 brings improved Divine Smite. Your attacks are sufficed with Divine Magic. Melee weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage. Again, for a spell, kind of just take whatever you want at this point. Blinding Smite can be pretty cool. Paladin level 12 brings your final feat. Now for this one, I would take Alert. Boost yourself up the turn order. If you're not too worried about that personally, then you can come down here and you can take Great Weapon Master. Kind of depends how you want to do this. I personally am going to take Great Weapon Master, boost our damage potential, and we'll just be lower down the turn order. Because theoretically, if you're playing with a Paladin, you probably have like a Rogue or a Ranger who is higher up the turn order. That can deal damage ASAP. So Great Weapon Master will obviously give you a -5 to your attack for a solid 10 damage. If you land a critical hit, you can, or kill an enemy, use a bonus action to make an attack. Lots of fun stuff. And then for your final spell, again, take whatever you feel like. Alright, when it comes to equipment, we're going to go full tank, and we're going to start with the Helldusk Helmet. So you can see in magical and ordinary darkness up to 12 meters and cannot be blinded. We cannot be critically hit, and we have a +2 bonus to saving throws against spells, as well as immobilizing gaze. We're going to tie into the fire theme by taking the Cindermoth Cloak. So if a attacker hits us within 2 meters, they'll receive burning. We're going to take the Disintegrating Nightwalker, so we cannot be enwebbed, entangled, or ensnared, can't slip on ice or grease, and we can Misty Step, perfect for getting us to the forefront of danger. We're going to take the Helldusk Armor, 21 armor class. Consider proficient with it, even if we don't have proficiency. When we succeed a saving throw, the caster will take burning for 3 turns. We're resistant to fire damage and cannot be burned, and take 3 less damage from all sources, and have the ability to fly. Very, very tanky armor. For gloves, this is why we respec. The gauntlets are Hill Giant strength. Strength saving throws +1 and set the strength to 23. We're going to take the Ring of Regeneration. Because we can take hits for other people, we need to make sure we keep healing ourselves. We're going to do that with this. 1 to 4 hit points at the start of our turn. The Killer Sweethearts, when we kill a creature, our next attack can be a guaranteed critical hit, once per long rest. The Moondrop Pendant, so whenever we have 50% hit points or less, we won't provoke opportunity attacks. This is just to help us in case we get into some form of danger. And then finally, the Sword of Chaos, my favourite 2-handed weapon. Deals slashing damage, has necrotic on it, more importantly, on a hit, regain 1 to 6 hit points. Again, tying into the ring, if we're going to take hits for our allies, we need to be able to heal ourselves up without just wasting Lay on Hand charges or wasting healing spells from like our Cleric or our Druid, for example. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and test it out. Okay, you can see we're in combat, and unfortunately we are quite far down the turn order. Obviously this would be high if you had Alert. Okay, as you can see we are now in the combat. So the first thing to do on our turn is use our bonus action to get our spiritual weapon. So we'll get this going, and we'll send our spiritual weapon behind enemy lines. There we go. Now, after that, I personally, based on this situation, know the Barbarian is going to run down to us. So I am going to get Spirit Guardians going. And we'll do radiant damage, because we're a good Paladin. And now we're going to start holding the line here. We'll move down just a little bit like that. Now unfortunately that has used everything, but we can turn on our Aura of Protection, we can turn on our Aura of Courage, anything like that. So let's just do this. And there we go. You can see we're taking the hits and maintaining our concentration. And then our spiritual weapon can start taking out some little ones if it actually hit. You see the enemy ran into us, so it took more Spirit Guardians damage. And you'll see the Barbarian took burning for attacking us. Now again, because we got pushed away, we can actually benefit from this.
I'll catch a break.
And we can get them taking the Spirit Guardians damage. What this also means is it's time for us to start throwing out some damage. So let's do our Divine Smites. And we're going to do the maximum high level third one. And there you go. We'll follow this up with a regular attack, and you'll see we actually healed up. But, once again, you can see we heal up with every hit we do with our sword. And on this enemy, we still have a bonus action, which means we could do something like a champion challenge, we can do a compelled duel, all sorts of fun things. We even have our Great Weapon Master bonus attack because we killed the last enemy. Now we're not going to do any Executioner, not yet. But you see, you can just pump out so much damage with this, continually heal up. As you see, the enemy run into us, instantly perished. And of course we send our spiritual weapon to start hunting down the other enemies. Keeping the focus on this one means we can focus on other enemies, such as the ones up here.
Still on my feet.
And that's our plan. It's now time to start chasing them down. And what's really good about this, obviously we still have Spirit Guardians going, so you can see they take damage from this. And now we're going to do another smite. So for this one, let's do a third level smite, so you can see the maximum we can pump out. And we can pump our critical onto this with our Executioner's Ring. And there you go, you see just how much damage we can do. And we still have our other abilities. So for example, we could do our Champion's Challenge. And this is the best way to tank up with this build. This will now ensure that any attack on our allies are disadvantaged. And we can just continually pump out more of this. We can also do other smites. So if we were to come in here with another second level, you see we land another critical hit. And there you go, forcing the enemy to target us, and because they've got a bow, nice little disadvantage. And we'll wipe, hopefully, some more damage off of this enemy. Just like that.
I won't give in.
And what's really good about this is because they keep pushing us up, we can just do free damage to them. Just like that. And then we're just going to follow up with some very regular attacks. And we're going to keep healing our health pool. So as you can see, throughout this whole fight, even though we've taken the bulk of the damage, we've only lost 1 HP so far. And then it's very simply just a case of ending the fight with our summon, just like that.
Is that blood?
And that really is the gist of this build. You hold the line, compel people to target you, and throw up Spirit Guardians so they run into you. Difficult terrain if they leave and then try and run back, take extra free damage, and essentially you can just stand there and pummel enemies with your smites. Now what I want to point out is, you can see we've lost our Channel Oath. We also do have our Lay on Hands, so if I just use one of these, we'll do a Lay on Hands Greater Healing, and we'll put this on, we'll do Jahira. And then we'll do another one, and we'll put this on Shadowheart. If we come in here, you'll see we have 1 left. If we short rest, we do not get our spell slots back, or our Lay on Hands charges, but we do have the Channel Oath. So just bear that in mind when you're sort of planning out your battles and your strategies. But regardless, I really do hope you've enjoyed this guide to the patch 8 Oath of the Crown Paladin. A really, really, really cool sort of tanking traditional RPG subclass. If you have, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you'll change, any new items, abilities, skills, all that fun stuff. Drop the video a like, it helps me tremendously, and subscribe to the channel for more guides to RPGs such as Baldur's Gate, Path of Exile, Dragon Age, all the RPGs you could ever need in your life. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.